Hi everybody, Steve here this morning in Westwood, California at the Los Angeles National Cemetery. For the past few months, I've been driving around Southern California, visiting a number of different cemeteries, searching for the co-stars and supporting actors who appeared alongside the Three Stooges in their classic film shorts. In today's trip down memory lane, I'm going to share with you some of the grave sites I've been able to find here in the Los Angeles area of some of the most popular actresses who appeared in the Three Stooges films. And I'm starting here at the gravesite of actress June Gittleson. I was heading over to the Westwood Village Memorial Park here in Westwood, which is just a couple blocks away, a couple blocks east of here on the other side of the street, and they were closed. Fortunately, this is the National Cemetery here in Los Angeles. It must open at 8 o'clock because it's 8 o'clock and the gates were open. So I thought I would start my visit today here at June Gittleson's gravesite, just right here. So I'm curious, how many of you remember June Gittleson? She was quite a character in many of the Three Stooges films and kind of unforgettable, I think. Do you have a favorite Three Stooges film that June Gittleson appeared in? If so, leave us a comment down below. It'd be fun to hear which Three Stooges film was your favorite, featuring June Gittleson, or any of the other women that appeared in so many of the Three Stooges films. Gittleson appeared in more than 70 movies during the 1920s, 30s, and 40s, including 10 Three Stooges films. She died in Northridge, California on November 28, 1993, at the age of 83. About 7.5 miles south of here is the famous Holy Cross Catholic Cemetery in the city of Culver City, and this is where another popular Three Stooges supporting actress is laid to rest. I just found Christina McIntyre's gravesite, and I was very happy to see that it had been replaced. The headstone that's shown on her Find a Grave memorial page must have been taking quite a long time. It was almost completely washed out. You couldn't even read her name. And they've definitely replaced it with a much nicer, much better headstone, which is very easy to read. So that was really nice to see. And she's laid to rest here, right inside the back gate, which is back here in Section Z. And I've never been to Section Z before. Her gravesite fortunately had a GPS, which made it very easy to find, and it's also in a pretty small section, so that helps as well. McIntyre appeared in more than 80 movies during the 1940s and 50s, which included 55 Three Stooges short films. After being diagnosed with cancer, she died in Van Nuys, California on July 8, 1984, at the age of 73. She's laid to rest here with her husband, John Donald Wilson, who's probably best remembered for being the creator of the very popular radio mystery drama, The Whistler, which aired from 1942 to 1955. He died from a heart attack, also in Van Nuys, California, on January 26, 1984, at the age of 79. And I believe that McIntyre appeared in more Three Stooges short films than any other actress. 23 miles northeast of Holy Cross Cemetery is Valhalla Cemetery in North Hollywood, and this is where actress Symona Bonaface is laid to rest. If you're a Three Stooges fan, then I'm sure you remember that she appeared in around 39 Three Stooges films. And her Find a Grave memorial page didn't include a GPS, so I wasn't sure if I'd be able to find her gravesite today, but I lucked out and did. She died at the pretty young age of 56 on September 2nd, 1950, in Woodland Hills, California, from pancreatic cancer. And from what I've read, her gravesite was unmarked for nearly 55 years. This is 2021. In 2005, a headstone was purchased and placed for her by the Three Stooges fan club. In the 1920s, 30s, and 40s, she appeared in more than 120 films, including the 39 Three Stooges shorts. Her headstone is very faded, and the words are difficult to make out, but if you look closely, her epitaph reads, "Forever on the screen, forever in our hearts." About 12.5 miles south of Valhalla Cemetery is Chapel of the Pines Columbarium and Crematorium near downtown Los Angeles. And this is where actress Bess Flowers is laid to rest. Flowers had a very long career in Hollywood and was known as the queen of the Hollywood dress extras. She appeared in more than 700 movies. 26 of them were Three Stooges short films, And she holds the record as an actress for appearing in the most movies that have been nominated or have won the Academy Award for Best Picture. She died in Woodland Hills, California on July 28, 1984, at the age of 85, and her cremated remains were scattered here in the Rose Garden of the Chapel of the Pines Crematory. 120 miles east of here, at Desert Memorial Park in Cathedral City, is the final resting place of another Three Stooges supporting actress. Her birth name was Elaine Brandis, but she went by the stage name Rebel Randall. In the 1940s and 50s, she appeared in approximately 50 films, including 5 Three Stooges short films. In addition to being an actress, Randall was also a very popular pinup girl in the 1940s, and back in the day she was also known in advertising as the Coca-Cola Girl. She died in the nearby city of Indio on July 22, 2010, at the age of 88. And I'm sure that some of you will probably notice that her gravesite is just a few rows away from Frank Sinatra's gravesite. And even though she didn't appear in as many Three Stooges films as the other actresses mentioned here today, I personally wanted to include her because she's buried just a few rows away from my future final resting place. As I've mentioned on this channel a number of times in the past, we've already purchased our future niches in the columbarium wall here that you see overlooking this section. I know it's kind of silly, but it does make me laugh, and it makes me kind of happy to know that my future final resting place is just a few feet away from a Three Stooges co-star. It sure is a small world, isn't it? And your guess is as good as mine why her date of death is not included on her headstone. Of course, over the years there were many other actresses who also appeared in the Three Stooges films, but the actresses that I was able to find here in the Southern California area and visit for this video are not only some of my favorites, but most of them appeared in more Three Stooges films than any of the other actresses who appeared in their short films over the years. There are a few other Three Stooges actresses laid to rest here in the Southern California area, but for one reason or another I haven't been able to find them or visit their final resting places just yet. A number of the actresses are buried out of state, and quite a number were cremated and scattered and have no final resting places to visit. And sadly, quite a few of their final resting places are just unknown at this time. But I'll keep searching, and if I'm able to find others, then maybe I'll do a part 2 sometime in the future. This week, I want to thank my newest PayPal and Patreon supporters, Rob Roy Martin and Dana Pretzer. Thank you so much, Rob Roy and Dana, for your extra generous donations to my channel. They really are appreciated. Until next time, thanks for sharing the memories, everybody.